All right, welcome to my trade recap for today's trading June 25th, where I caught 212 points on MNQ. So I'll get into it by going over what I thought was going to happen at the beginning of market. Why is this doing this? Okay. So I'll just go post 8:30. All right, so at 8:30 we had the data highs and data lows put in. Go on the 5 minute, show you that. So yeah, we had the data highs and data lows. Data highs above it had a 1 hour FVG. It was also like nested in a 4 hour. So a very high time frame imbalance that I wanted to play off of because data highs are statistically like 70% of the time taken. Same with data lows, so high probability draws. So I wanted to play either side here. I wanted to either come up, sweep the high into the high time frame imbalance, and then reverse, taking this massive range back. Which ended up not getting taken. The high wasn't taken, but the whole range was taken, as you'll see once I get off of replay mode. So we ended up just dumping aggressively. There was basically zero trades in here. One tap into a 1 minute FVG. I don't trade that, so it's not a trade. And then another tap right here. Um, I go into the 1 hour here. You'll see that we had a previous day low that we ended up not taking on ES over here on the left. You can see we swept it out. I don't know if we may it. No, we didn't trade into a high time frame imbalance over there, but still rejected pretty strongly out of it. So initially I saw the SMT. Typically would never I would never take something like this where we're to 1 minute CISD and then target these highs right here. I did mark this out. I was willing to take it, but I just don't want to put money behind it when we have previous day lows in the draw. It's right below us, come up, and then probably take them. So I waited for a while here, saw this low resistance, marked that out. Low resistance meaning just highs that are failure swing or lows that are failure swings, creating a strong, easy place for prices to flush through. So if I go on the actually the 30 minute, there's a 30-minute FEG here. I initially marked it out on the 15 minute, but 30 minute or 50 minute inside of a 30 minute. So I usually just mark out the higher time frame one because it holds more value. Um, so I was waiting here. I was just waiting for manipulation higher because I really wanted those previous day lows to be taken because we formed the SMT failure swing. I mean, the SMT, it's a valid reason for us not to take it, but it's not something that I would assume would hold us up forever. I thought it was just going to be a temporary move higher and then take the low. So we traded into this 30 minute here. Wanted to see a breakdown. Didn't happen. So we chopped around here for a while. Created more lows, as you see here, 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 here. And then eventually we had a strong push higher up around around the macro at 1050. All right, I had to pause the recording there just to get accurate executions for my trade of eight. So in terms of the trade here, I saw this. We formed this high, manipulating these highs right here, but we also put in this like little tiny SMT. It's really small, but it still holds some value there because we resweep that high, forming this CISD, which forms the order block eventually. But we form that. We break down here. I saw this IFEG. Typically, my model is CISD, but if there's an IFEG, I like that to be inverse prior to any sort of execution. So on this, stops at the high, but we started flushing through this pretty aggressively. And in my back testing and previous trades I've taken in the past, I just have learned to enter on a flush, even if it comes back up. Like it's part of the statistic. It's not necessarily like it's gonna happen every time, but just in my past, I rather enter right here versus entering on the closure and just getting terrible risk. I was able to put on two micros instead of one, so I was able to risk heavier while also following the model. That's what I did there. So it's not gonna let me. I'm just gonna put it there. But I ended up targeting the low resistance liquidity. If you watch my Instagram reel, you would have seen that I had my take profit originally at the day low, but I ended up moving it because, as you can see here, we started chopping around for a while, and I'm on a TPT Pro account that has intraday, and I'm really just not trying to blow up my account by getting greedy, trying to take the entire move while I can just take some base hits. So, in terms of break even, it was originally right here. Here, I'll put break even. It was originally right here, but we came up, tested the CISC, held it to a T. I mean, that's textbook there. But we came down again, and usually if we form a high and then we have a low on our move, I'll just BE there. So I placed my BE there, ended up flushing. First TP was at this minor sell side, first part of the low resistance liquidity run. Took it off there, and then we flushed to my final TP, which is looking like it's pretty perfect execution there as we trend higher going into PM. So yeah, moving your TP sometimes is beneficial to you, but you gotta trust your trade at some point. But for other circumstances, I had to trail there. But yeah, that's a trade. Um, if you want to see pre-market analysis, intraday analysis, the free Discord is in our Instagram bio and also YouTube bio. So yeah, have a good rest of your day and good rest of your week.